Are we on to watch this, bitches?
We are.
Fantastic, then. It was some bad weather recently, so we stayed home and we watched a movie. We rented a movie called Kedi, Kedi, which
sounds depressing.
It was not depressing at all.
Just from the title.
Family friendly, because Ty was home from school or something. It was the weekend. I forget.
It was a Saturday.
It was a Sunday. No, not Saturday, because you had school.
All right.
Well, it could have been Saturday after Japanese school. That's not the point.
Well, Sunday we had. I wanted to talk about this. Did you read the Twitter post, Shipwreck, about the football coach on Sunday at my son's football game?
I did.
I was so curious to know what your thoughts were. I read it too. Well, yeah, but you're not a football fan, and you don't get
know the rules of football.
Mm-hmm.
I understand the situation as you refer to it on Twitter.
Yeah. So essentially, the other coach cheated without cheating to win the game. And I'm just curious to know Shipwreck's thoughts on it.
Why don't you explain it to the listeners?
Sure.
Otherwise...
So my son, who is 6 years old, had the all-county flag football championships this Sunday. His team made it to the championships. It was exciting. He was on a very good team this year, and they played really hard. And they're really good sportsmen, for 6-year-olds. I will give them full credit for that all season long. And we played in a very good league. The all county we're now playing out of our league. Literally, we're playing a team from a different town in a different area, and I guess the level of competition is slightly different for this town than it was for ours, where our games were, again, they're 6-year-olds. They're learning about football. They're generally friendly games. There's lots of handshaking and smiles, and everyone has a good time.
Can a 6-year-old really throw a football?
You'd be shocked. Our quarterback by the end of the season actually was throwing that ball. So he was really good. Theo's a good
because in my high school, I remember our quarterback couldn't throw the ball, and we really only did running plays.
You could only run the ball. Well, here's what this is. Well, the rules in flag football is you can only run the ball once every 4 downs.
Yeah.
If you get a first down, you can run the ball again, and you can't run the ball inside the 20. Our team, there's about 2 minutes left in the game. It's about 15 degrees outside, and there's snow on the field. The kids are cold, and they're crying, and they really don't want to be there anymore, but they want to win the game. So we had a running play, and we got the first down. And they gained a lot of yardage and got to the 24-yard line. As the next play starts, and as the play starts, the coach for the opposite team says to the ref, "Stop the play. My team was offsides." And instead of just redoing the play from where they were, the ref actually assigned the penalty, bringing our team within the 20-yard line and taking away our run play.
Couldn't your coach have just declined the penalty?
I think, just given the situation, again, it was so cold and the kids were upset. And at this point, there was about 1 minute and 10 seconds left in the game. The coach was like, if that's the way you want to play this. Right. He just kind of, because the coach is very deliberate. And he knew exactly what he was doing. There was even someone on the sideline from, the other team. One of the other parents was like, "Oh, that's really smart. That's really smart." And all our parents on our team was like, "What just happened?"
That's really smart. We're going to really fuck over these 6-year-olds.
Yeah. And this guy, he was so happy to explain to us what the coach did too. Like, he's the freaking genius. Like, it's Lombardi over there. And I'm like, but they're 6. Why would you do that?
Because I would imagine that the reception percentage has got to be pretty low.
Oh, it's non-existent. I mean, yes, they could throw the ball. And it's funny because on the next play, we did a passing play, and the kid caught it, and he got pushed out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
Okay.
And that was the end of it. That was the third down for us.
Okay.
And it was just, yeah, so that was it. We were done.
And you lost.
And we lost.
Damn.
So,
damn.
Yeah. If we won, I wouldn't care, but we lost. I mean, the kids still get a trophy for coming in second place in the county, which, it's not like an everybody gets a trophy thing. Not every team, just those 2 teams.
Right.
But it says runner-up on it in big letters.
Right. Scrubs.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure the coach
had
a big celebration.
It was disappointing. Yeah.
I'm sorry. It seems like
yes,
it's not that egregious of thing. I mean, the play should have continued anyways. But at the same time, your coach could have declined it, I would guess. Or on the next play, you guys could have false started and been gone back to the 24.
But you lost it down.
Yeah, I'm sure there were better options. It was just sort of like a why would you? But it was more of the why do that than.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, as coaching youth sports, I ran into that on occasion, and I had some words with other coaches before. That's for sure.
Yeah. If the weather was better, I think it would have been a different situation.
Sure.
But as you were saying, Cheapy, the weather was so bad, you stayed in and watched a movie.
Oh, Kedi, yeah. It's a documentary about cats in Istanbul. I'm sure it's right up our demographics alley. No, I mean, it was pretty cute movie about how in Istanbul, there are a lot of wild cats that live in the city. And they basically come and visit with people. But the cats live by themselves in the wild, and the people who live in the city will feed them once in a while and like hang out with them and pet them and stuff. But the cats don't live in anybody's house. And it's just sort of about the relationships that the people form with the cats and the cats form with the people in a exotic backdrop. I don't know. It's a very interesting movie, and it's kid friendly and a lot of cute kitties. And it's called Kedi, Kedi. It's in Turkish, so it's got subtitles, but it's mostly about looking at the kitties.
There is no way I would ever watch that. Shipwreck might. He likes cats.
No, I'm not going to watch a movie about wild cats.
Ty liked it.
My wife, who's a vet.
Why? Well, she would probably find it really interesting, actually.
No, she would just be feeling sorry for these cats that didn't have homes.
No. The cats have it good. The cats have it real good. The cats have all like the freedom of living by their rules, but the people, they interact with the people.
By the cats' rules.
By the cats' rule. They're playing by their own rules. They don't have to live in, they're not like slaves like in somebody's house. They can come and go as they please, but the people are sort of honored to have the cats come and visit them. So they hook up the cats with good food and stuff. And the people take it upon themselves to sort of take care of the cats, even though the cats don't live with them. So I think she would actually find it pretty interesting because it's sort of a different dynamic of having a pet. It's basically like having pets, but the pets don't live with you.
Who's spaying and neutering these cats?
Nobody. That's why there's so many wild cats everywhere.
Yes, but cats are a pest.
But they eat the mice, so it's good.
Mm-hmm. Pest.
I think Gretchen would find it very interesting, actually, and you could watch it with Em too. She would appreciate the cute kitties, and you could play your Switch while the other two watch it.
They're bad. I think you're misreading this one, but okay.
No, what do you mean? No. That's all the kitties look very healthy and cute. No one's looking like it's not like bones and flies, skin and bones and flies. There's no skinny dogs, no skinny cats. It's not like third world Asia. It's okay. All right. Any other watches, bitches?
I watched a documentary on Netflix called Hired Gun.
All right.
It's about session musicians for rock and roll bands. It's super interesting, and I highly recommend it. Billy Joel is a grade A asshole. Like, they do not paint a pretty picture of Billy Joel in this. So, yeah, because they talk about his band and when he fired his band and how he fired his band. And it's interesting because he had the same band from 77 to 85. Which is pretty much the peak of his career, songwriting wise.
Right.
And then you could see kind of like there's that decline there. And his band is like, we would go in the studio and it was always a collaboration. It was always his name on there because they were his songs. But we gave him input and we helped him craft those songs. And that's why there were so many hits. And then it was when there's a story when his manager stole all his money. When his manager stole all his money, Billy Joel decided that he doesn't trust anyone anymore, and he just fired everyone. And then you listen to Stormfront, which is really the only album he didn't do with that band, and that album sucks. So, coincidence, maybe.
Right.
Who knows? And then there's some other guys like Trent Reznor, doesn't pay his backup musicians. They just work for the experience of saying they were backing up Trent Reznor.
That's good. It's like video game blogs that don't pay the writers.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's kind of what it was. And then, the guitarist for him wound up being the guy who founded the band Filter. Hey Man, Nice Shot.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I like that song.
And he left doing that because he couldn't stand not making any money anymore. But now when he goes on tour, he does the same thing. So now he's an asshole too. It's like, didn't you learn that maybe you should pay someone like a living wage? But no, he doesn't. Then there's some people that make a lot of money doing it, like they were Mandy Moore's guitarist, and now he's the lead guitarist for Five Finger Death Punch. But it's interesting stories. Even like Ray Parker Jr. from Ghostbusters, the Ghostbusters song.
Right.
Yeah, he started as a session musician,
and then he stole the song.
Then he stole a song from Huey Lewis in the News. Now he doesn't have to work anymore. So,
who you get a call for boring documentary recommendations?
Really? You're saying that my documentary about rock and roll is boring compared to Turkish pussy? I don't think so.
It entertained my whole family.
Great.